We got some breaking news coming out of the White House. The Supreme Court strikes down Trump's tariffs. So is that going to be bullish or is that going to be bearish? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. There's going to be definitely some uncertainty coming here in the next few days. So let's go ahead and jump in. So what happened? What does this mean? Well, the Supreme Court rules 6-3 that Trump used IEEPA emergency powers for 10% plus tariffs on most important since April 2025. The president exceeded authority, no blanket tariffs without Congress, and the tariffs collected 178 billion to about 200 billion to date. Potential massive refunds coming for importers. And so some of the big time, bullish pop could be, we're seeing right now is Nike, Macy's, NASDAQ, S&P 500, Dow. It's up a little bit. Things are starting to pop initially, but after, kind of the markets are digesting this, it's starting to kind of get a little volatile already right now. I'm actually going to show you the chart here in a second, and I'm going to actually give you some a preview of what I think will come from this here in the next few days. So what is the overall bullish? Well, lower costs, lower import costs leading to higher corporate profits. Again, this is for the bull case. This is obviously just for the bull case. Reduce friction, massive reduce uncertainty in global trade. Friction triggers immediate risk on market sentiment. And then $120 billion in refunds. Potential massive refund acts as an economic stimulus, driving reinvestments into equity. So that's the bullish case. And the caveats is, well, it's not all bullish here. So it's gonna hurt protected U.S. industries, steel, aluminum, domestic manufacturing. Government loses massive tariffs revenue that is collected, increasing fiscal pressure. And then Trump administration may pivot to Section 232-/301 tariffs, and some analysts fear that Monday reversal as traders digest long-term geopolitical risks. So there definitely is some uncertainty. What are some folks saying out there? Well, the market's likely gone red or gone read this as bullish, read this, and lower trade friction, stronger risk sentiment, and then risk assets usually like clarity. Supreme Court strikes down the tariffs, stocks skyrocketing. So that's a couple just big time folks coming out and saying that on socials. Another thing some people are saying, market won't even last through close. Minus 2% Monday loaded on his puts. So is that you guys? Are you loading puts right now, or are you just big time bearish? Long-term bearish. Trump plan B usually worse. Pump today, reduced retraced by Monday. So that's what some folks are saying out there. What do I think? Well, I have some thoughts and opinions about this that I'll get into, but what I want to do is I want the charts to show me something, right? I don't care about all this other nonsense that whatever folks are saying out there, whether it's bullish or bearish. I want to see what the charts are saying, how they're reacting, and what this could possibly do for the future here. So here's a couple just winners and losers that potentially could come from this. Retail, autos, tech, those could be some winners. Key stocks, Nike, Macy's, Ralph Lauren, Levi's, and then obviously some losers: steel, aluminum, domestic, U.S. steel. Just some winners and losers there that potentially be as this continues to digest. So the overall verdict, well, net bullish for now. Markets are treating this as a high positivity trade, slower costs, win for stocks. We are seeing a massive short-term relief rally. However, the long-term trend depends entirely on the administrator's next move. So we're going to be watching Monday and see. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be bullish, or do you think this is going to be bearish for the markets? Go ahead and drop that in the comments and let me know what you guys think, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to jump into the charts and we're going to actually see what's happening here and what this could possibly mean for the S&P 500 moving forward. So right now, here is the 1 hour chart, and this is so I'm actually going to share this tool that I've been working on and creating, and essentially this shows all of the volume that has been in this time period. And right here, I'm noticing just right off the bat, it is right into this where I call the gravity zone, and that's essentially where a lot of volatility, a lot of volume has been happening as of recently. So here's what I think potentially could happen. If for the bull case, there is actually a nice little potential breakout spot there, but we could definitely go trickle back into this gravity zone, and then maybe even come back here to all-time highs. That's going to be very pivotal price, and we've been talking about this on this channel for some time, and there's a lot of folks that are watching this level. Can we actually get back up here? Will we get a little maybe a little pop today? Right, today is Friday, the 20th, February 20th, 2026. So will we get a little pop today, and then potentially on Monday get that reaction? That reaction that folks are saying. It definitely could happen. I think that there's more volatility coming today. Right now, this really isn't even that bad, considering what this news is. I expect these big, large swings that we saw even all the way back, maybe not as strong as all the way back in that in the April, whenever it just went absolutely bonkers. But I think we're gonna start to see some more volatility. What is VIX saying? Well, let's go ahead and check out VIX. VIX is in this longer term channel, and this is something that I was even talking to a lot of folks about as well. And so will VIX come back down into this and maybe bounce a little bit again, or will we finally see that big spike up that we're potentially going to get here? I think right now we're just right in the middle. We're smack dab in the middle. Is risk on environment going to come? I think risk on will come if we can break this key level right here. We got to break it. We got to break this is just this massive chop, and it needs to find its way out of this. If the S&P 500 can find its way out of this, finally get some good news coming, maybe there isn't so much tension and uncertainty and things like that, we could potentially get what we would want, a bullish market again. But right now we're just kind of in a chop, and even this indicator that I created here, we even have a little recommendation. So even this right now is recommending a put, just because it has been breaking some of these lows. So honestly, I agree if we can come back into some of these levels down here. But yeah, right now, again, we're just kind of smack dab straight in the middle on some of these. And we can even look at some of these other ones that have been affected. So here is what is wrong with this chart. So this is, let's go to Nike. And we saw that initial pop. We saw the initial pop there on Nike. It broke out of the gravity zone here. But then now here comes the uncertainty. So here comes the volatility, right? Here comes volatility. And that's why it's very hard to predict this. So, and the initial move up, very strong, hey, this is good for Nike. This is good for, what we're seeing here. But then all of a sudden it just comes, well, maybe it isn't quite so good. So that is quite interesting to see there on a Nike. But that's just one of the stocks of many that could be affected by this. And, some will say in a good way, some will say in a bad way. It's very it's very up in the air, but this is a big market moving event. Things are going to start to happen. I think this range is going to be broken after this. This is the news that we've all been waiting on, where this could potentially have broken it. And I think that we're either going to be breaking these lows here, we're going to be breaking these highs, and finally get that risk on environment. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this is what we'll start to see after this event, or will we see more bleeding and these markets go and start hitting some of these recent lows, these recent support levels? Let me know. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one when things really start to play out.